Diba? So what is jus sanguinis? When can you be considered Filipino? If your mother is Filipino, your father is Filipino, if ano yung citizen ng parents, yun ang citizen ng anak. So, right of blood. Okay? It's right of blood. Okay? By blood. Citizenship by bloodline, basically. Jus sanguinis. So this is your keyword, sanguinis. If you know that the word sanguinis is blood, okay? So right of blood, citizenship by blood. What about jus soli? What is jus soli? Ano yung jus soli? Paano ka makakonsider na hindi Filipino? Diba? There are some of your classmates before, siguro, parents are both Filipinos, pero yung citizenship nila is not Filipino. How is that possible? Saan pinanganak? So, right of the soil. Right of the soil. Okay? Birthright citizenship. Okay? There's a difference between jus sanguinis and jus soli. So, same here, Streptococcus sanguinis feeds on blood. That would be your keyword there, right? We have here the primary colonizers, secondary colonizers. So, you don't have to memorize. You just read para you're familiar. Ayan, puro strep and others. Okay? Sino yan? Ito, puro Fusobacterium, Campylobacter, Prevotella, Tannerella. Okay? What's the what is Tannerella forsythia? It is previously known as what? Tannerella forsythia. Ano yung name niya before? Before I graduated, it changed its name na eh. Nagpalit na sila ng pangalan. So what's the what do you call Tannerella forsythia before? Hindi alam, Bacteroides forsythus. Bacteroides forsythus. Okay? Number 26. This model states that no intervention with gingivitis could possibly lead to periodontitis, which if left untreated would result to tooth loss. So pag daw, if you don't intervene, if you didn't perform oral prophylaxis on a patient with gingivitis, it would lead to periodontitis, then eventually extraction. So what model? Continuous disease, random burst, episodic burst, asynchronous multiple burst model. Which one? The answer is letter A, continuous disease progression. So let's answer this one. Continuous disease progression is also known as your classic model. Okay. I think I was not able to discuss this one to you, tama ba? During the period days. Anyway, so classic model. So I inserted my PowerPoint earlier. So classic model is also known as continuous disease progression. So back then, what they believe is that from a healthy state, if the patient has poor oral hygiene, patient would develop gingivitis, it would progress to periodontitis, and then it would lead to tooth loss. Ayan, straight siya, linear progression. Okay? So linear progression. So this was evidenced by epidemiologic studies na as age increases, attachment also increases. Okay? In any human population, if you're going to assess the attachment loss for a 50-year-old compared to 30-year-old, there's always greater mean of attachment loss. So that's what they believe back then. Okay? And checking parameter of periodontitis, older individuals have more severe type of periodontal disease condition. So what was the treatment implication before? Absolute gingival treatment is necessary and all are advised to have their teeth clean. All gingival disease should be treated or else it would lead to periodontal disease or you will lose your teeth. This is commonly what the dentist would tell the patient, di ba? Kasi if you don't have that treated, it would eventually become mobile and it will be extracted. But we don't believe this now. This is not true anymore. Okay? Why? Because the results of longitudinal monitoring, so more than 2 years study by Moscow in 1978, he was able to observe that every year there's 0.1 millimeter attachment loss. That is physiologic. So it has been disputed, this one. They disputed this. Now, as age increases, attachment loss also increases. They were able to prove why this happens. Okay? Because it's physiologic, not because of periodontal disease. So in 10 years' time, patients developed 1 millimeter attachment loss. Okay? Next is by Goodson et al. So he monitored specific areas on 22 subjects. Okay? He was also able to observe that patients with periodontal disease had uniform attachment loss. He found that only 5% showed attachment loss on 22 subjects with previous periodontal disease. So it's also another contradiction in the classic model or continuous progression model. So if the classic model holds true, we expect each site to exhibit attachment loss. That's what Goodson et al. Said. Okay. Next is by Hafaji et al. In 1983. So only 2.8% of the population with significant attachment loss monitored at 2 months interval for 1 year. So it disputes the classic model of chronic continuous progression. Okay. It was also backed up by Sokransky. It was also backed up by Sokransky. Okay. So these are the reasons why they dispute the classic model. Sabi nila, too fast or slow rate of attachment loss, as shown by Goodson et al. Large numbers of sites do not show changes. Okay. Sites with periodontal destruction are brought under control by unknown mechanism. So basically, these evidences has led to development of another model. Say, okay, let's uh, dispute the classic model. Let's make another model. Okay. So they have developed now the random burst model. Okay. So this is progression is not continuous thing. These are there are sites that showed increased disease activity and other sites that have decreased or no activity. Okay. So random here refers to the time and not the site. So there's a random time wherein attachment loss happens. Sabi niya, okay, in 24 hours time, at this time, there's attachment loss. It's not continuous. There are periods wherein attachment loss is active or the disease is active. Okay? Then they further developed the random burst model. They were able to develop asynchronous multiple burst model. So what's the difference between these two models? So for this one, it says there is a time that a burst will occur, but it would be at a different site. So iba-iba siya. So in this dentition, let's say upper and lower dentition, okay, there's a random time and random site wherein attachment loss would happen. Hindi siya, it's not na sabay-sabay sila. Okay, in at 12 o'clock, we will have attachment loss. It's not like that. Okay, they would act separately. Okay, there's a random time and random site in which attachment loss happens. Okay, so what's the treatment implication now? If most sites are inactive, then almost all therapy will be effective. Okay. treatment of inactive sites become questionable, but we should in order to prevent future burst. And treat as long as there is plaque to reduce or eliminate the risk of future burst. Okay, that's the treatment implication for that model. 27. This index is used to determine the treatment for a community. It is used to determine the prevalence. So this one's easy. You already have the keyword there. So CP10 tayo. Community periodontal index treatment needs. Okay. So this is by Ainamo. And for this one, you're using a specific probe here. You're using the CP10 probe. Okay. You will be using CP10 probe. So para mas maintindihan niyo, we have here the codes. Okay. So code 0, gingival health. Code 1, no pockets, overhangs, calculus. Code 2, pockets not exceeding 3 millimeter. Okay. And code 4. For each specific code, you now have a specific treatment. Sabi niya, if the patient is found to be in code 1, then the patient needs treatment need 1. If the patient is under code 4, then complex treatment is necessary. So that's what they believed back then. Pero this is not being used anymore because calculus nga is being used here as the etiology of the disease. Okay? Does not represent the dentition, overestimates for young people in prevalence. Code 4, surgery-aided treatment was constricted to specifics resulting in over-treatment. This one. The following are main components of disclosing solution, except Zilnilsen, Pushin, Erythrocin, Fluorescein. Except tayo. Zilnilsen tayo. When do you use Zilnilsen stain? Saan ginagamit yung Zilnilsen stain? Saan ginagamit yung Zilnilsen stain? It's used to identify acid fast microorganisms. So it is used in acid fast staining. Okay. Can you identify acid fast organisms or microorganisms? These are example, most common example ng acid fast microorganism. TB, very good. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is an example. So basically, bacteria that would belong under the Mycobacterium family, like your Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium leprae, the one that would cause leprosy, okay? And others. You also have Cryptosporidium family, okay? But most of the time, it's the Mycobacterium. So disclosing agent, you already know this. Disclosing agent is used for patient education. Okay, more on patient education. You have the main ingredient, erythrocin, fusin, fluorescein containing dye. Okay. Zone of oral mucosa that covers the dorsum of the tongue. Where's the dorsum of the tongue? In dorsum, in top part of the tongue, where your filiform, foliate, fungiform, and others are located. So, what kind of mucosa? Specialized tayo because you have the taste buds there. Okay, you have the taste buds. So oral mucosa consists of three zones: masticatory mucosa, okay, so gingiva and covering of the hard palate. You have your specialized mucosa that covers the dorsum of the tongue, and of course your oral mucous membrane. It lines the remainder of the oral cavity. Okay, yung alveolar mucosa, oral mucosa. Okay, cheeks, ventral side of the tongue, the floor of the mouth, cheeks, the lips, the soft palate. Okay, 30. Inflammation of gingiva in relation to crown of incompletely erupted teeth is termed as, yeah, inflammation ng gingiva sa incompletely erupted teeth. Partially erupted yung tooth, and there's inflammation there. So the answer is correct, pericoronitis. What do you call that gingiva covering a partially erupted tooth? Tawag din sa gingiva covering a partially erupted tooth. Operculum. Tama, operculum. Right? Di pa tapos ha? May 30, hanggang 40 to. So 31, tetracycline are used as an anti-infective agent in the treatment of periodontal disease because of its added properties. Property of tetracycline. Letter A, inhibition of collagen synthesis. I think I've mentioned this already yesterday. So tetracycline, is it static or cidal? Static or cidal? Static. Okay, bacteriostatic. So these are your properties of tetracycline. Okay, do you still know the three types of tetracycline? The first one is easy. Tetracycline hydrochloride. What are the other two? They both end in cycline. Mino and isa, doxy. Very good. Mino and doxycycline. Okay. 32. Craters in interseptal bone are best eliminated by, so uneven daw yung interseptal bone. So how would you eliminate that? Would you perform gingivectomy? Bone yan ha? Gingivectomy ba? Osseous recontouring, subgingival curettage, interseptal massage with stimulators. Of course, letter B. Osseous recontouring. Okay? Baka may sumagot nito ha. Ano sasagot yan? 33. The plaque index of Silnes and Low measures. Nasagutan na natin yesterday yan. It's familiar. It's the thickness. Tama. It's the thickness of plaque at the gingival margin. Okay? Walang sasagot ng weight of the plaque, ha? Hindi nyo iipunin yung plaque. Okay? So it's thickness of the plaque. Let's skip this. In gingivectomy, the incision must follow the bleeding points because they refer to the bottom of the pockets. That's the answer there. In gingivectomy, the incision must follow the bleeding points because they refer to the bottom of the pockets. Letter C, the statement is correct, but the reason is incorrect. So anong reason? Why would you follow the bleeding points? How are you able to create the bleeding points? If this is the tooth, bone, sorry, lumabas tuloy. Bone, gingiva. Diba, you need to create your bleeding points. How would you create the bleeding points? You need to measure, diba? Measure mo using your probe. Then translate it here. So, yung measure dun. You're translating your reading here, then you create your bleeding points. Basically, you're marking the base of the pocket. Okay? So what's the answer here now? So the statement and the reason are related. Okay? So that's gingivectomy. Gingivectomy is indicated on hyperplastic gingiva. You're not to perform gingivectomy on patients with periodontitis. Okay? If a patient has periodontitis, gingivectomy is not the procedure of choice. All right? "35. The common microorganisms in deep pockets are gram-positive, gram-negative anaerobic, Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, of course, gram-negative. Okay? Subgingival kasi, deep pockets, less oxygen supply. Okay? So anaerobic. Skip this. 36. Used to remove gross and supragingival calcare deposits on mandibular anterior region. Sickle, chisel, hoe, files, curettes. Gross removal. So for gross removal, you only have two choices here. Either chisel or hoe. Okay, so which one would you answer? Is it chisel or hoe? The answer would be letter C, hoe. Hoe. Okay, this one. Saan ba siya dyan? Walang chisel dyan. Ay, walang hoe dyan. Ito yung hoe. This one. Okay? That's your hoe. Basically, hoe scalers are used for scaling of ledges of rings of calculus. Okay? So it is used for heavy supragingival calculus. So gross calculus removal only. The chisel scalers is used more on the proximal areas. The chisel scalers are used more on the proximal surfaces. They're also used for gross removal, but more on proximal areas. Okay? Apat na lang. From which of the following is the dentine derived? Oh, this one we have answered already yesterday, or you already know. We've discussed this. Dentine. Sabi natin, di ba? D and T. Dental papilla, dentine and pulp. Alright? Enamel organ, enamel. Dental sac. What forms the PDL? Okay. Dental sac forms the PDL. Okay. Cementum. Ayan. PDL and cementum. Very good. 38. Which of these virulence factors of AA is responsible for killing the PMNs, resulting in the destruction of periodontal disease? So if you look at the questions, it's a bit intimidating, but just look here. Responsible for killing PMNs. What do you know about PMNs? Polymorphonuclear. Okay, so PMNs are also your neutrophils. And what is neutrophils? That is an example of your leukocyte. So which one is responsible for killing the leukocyte? Of course, it's the leukotoxin. Diba? Ganun lang mag-answer niya. Skip this. $39. Which of the following groups of periodontal ligament fibers has cementum to cementum attachment? You already know this. Transeptal, of course. Transeptal fibers. Okay. And periodontal ligament is what type of collagen? Collagen type PDL. Type 1. Okay. Collagen type 1. Sa lamina, type 4. Right? Last number. Acts on endothelial cells to increase leukocyte attachment, thus helping to recruit cells to the site of inflammation. This one's a bit difficult. Acts on endothelial cells to increase leukocyte attachment, thus helping to recruit cells to the site of inflammation. What's your guess? Chemokines, interleukin 1. TNF alpha. The answer is TNF alpha, letter A. Okay, letter A. So TNF alpha induces prostaglandin E2, okay, prostaglandin E2 production. It also initiates tissue destruction and bone loss. Okay. Interleukin 1 induces osteoclast formation and bone resorption. Basically, in terms of interleukin 1, the most potent bone resorbing interleukin is your interleukin 1B. Okay, so marami pang types. There are several types of interleukin 1, and the most potent bone resorbing interleukin is your interleukin 1B. Chemokines, these are chemotactic cytokines. Basically, they regulate cell movements and migration. Okay. They promote change in cell adhesion or cell motility. Okay. Next is your matrix metalloproteinase or your MMPs. MMPs. So MMPs are produced by macrophages. Okay, they're produced by macrophages. Also, they are produced by your fibroblasts. They're produced by your keratinocytes. Once they are activated by the LPS. Ano ba yung LPS? LPS is one of the virulent factor of the bacteria. It coats that bacteria. Lipopolysaccharide, okay? Or the cytokines. Or cytokines. Okay? Matrix metalloproteinase is capable of degrading the extracellular matrix. Degradation of the extracellular matrix. Matrix metalloproteinase. That's why if you look at this figure here, again, lipopolysaccharide is one of the virulent factors of the bacteria. Okay, that's what they use to fight the immune response of the patient. Okay? Once your lipopolysaccharide interacts with macrophages, it would result in several byproducts. Okay? The macrophage would have TGE2, interleukin 1, and TNF alpha, which can cause alveolar bone resorption. Okay? Macrophage would have interleukin 1, would activate the fibroblast to cause alveolar bone resorption. It can also cause extracellular destruction. You might be confused in terms of fibroblasts. You already know that fibroblasts are responsible in formation of collagen, di ba? However, in the state of disease, in the presence of disease, in the presence of bacteria, okay, activation of fibroblasts would cause tissue destruction also. Di lang siya sa formation of tissue, it's also responsible in tissue destruction in the presence of bacteria. Okay? So, dalawa yung function niya. These are your MMPs, TNF-alpha, interleukin-1, PGE2. Okay? And this is what they do. Either destroy the soft tissue or destroy the bone. Destroy the soft tissue or bone. Right? Do you have any questions on this? Harita, you are so close to the victory. Don't you dare give up now. Konti na lang, konting push pa. Okay? Konting push pa, graduate din kayo. So, wait lang. Ito pala. Meron dito. Wait lang. Let me show you this one. This one, fibroblast gene activation. In the state of health, there would be collagen, okay, and extracellular matrix components, okay. Tissue remodeling happens. But in a state of disease, in the presence of disease, there would be tissue destruction that would happen once the fibroblast is activated. Okay, it differs in the state of health and in the disease. All right. So we still have actually 2 PowerPoints item analysis to discuss, but the other one I was not able to finish last night. I will just be discussing 15 items on the 5th item analysis. Okay. So the first item analysis this afternoon, that's item analysis number 4. This one, item analysis number 4 was some of the questions were from the dental licensure exam 2024. I just don't know what batch, okay, what month. Pero this is 16, what 16 lang? Wait lang. Ayun. 30 items, okay, 30 items. Pero this is fast because we have discussed several topics already yesterday and this morning, okay? And the other one, 15 items. Okay, 15 items only. I was not able to finish. So this is also fast. So I'll be dismissing you early this afternoon para if ever you're planning to go out because it's Mother's Day. Okay? So kung magsimba kayo, pwede naman. Okay? So this afternoon, make sure to answer the assessment because you have an assessment in the afternoon. Okay? Miss Macalia, please stay, ha? Please stay in the link, Miss Macalia. The rest,
Yes po.
okay. The rest, I'll see you this afternoon, 1 o'clock. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.